We take you back now to this breaking news here in the Hollywood Hills. We've got a fire burning here in brush. It was at 1 acre. Not sure about the acreage right now. They've got helicopter flying overhead to put this out. Firefighters on the ground. We're going to talk now by phone.
Brian Humphrey with LAFD joining us on the line. Thank you so much for your time. What can you tell us about the Coyote Fire, and what do nearby residents need to know?
Well, more like Christine, this fire has earned its name because it's burning near Coyote Canyon. And many people may know Barham Boulevard, the closest street to this fire, as being on the backside, so to speak, of Universal Studios. And I wish to emphasize that facility is not threatened at this time. This fire is burning away from apartments known as the Ava Apartments, very popular among the Hollywood crowd there along Barham Boulevard. The fire moving away, thankfully not threatening any structures at the time, or nearby Mount Lee, where the helicopters are rewatering. That, of course, is the mountain where the Hollywood sign is, and that iconic emblem is also not threatened by this fire. The last order we got here was at least an acre. We believe it's gotten significantly larger, but the helicopter pilots have not been able to survey because they're doing what they do best, which is aggressively attacking the head of the fire. We have 3 water-dropping LAFD helicopters assigned. LA County has joined us in automatic aid with 1 helicopter and 5 hand crews, joining the nearly 100 LA City firefighters on the ground. And at this point in time, I'm pleased to report, again, no structures are threatened. There is no call for formal evacuations in the Hollywood Hills, but we are asking motorists to avoid the area and certainly to stay tuned should the fire begin to grow.
So, such great news that no structures threatened, of course. But you mentioned the Ava Apartments. There are other people who live nearby. If you are one of those residents, what is your word to them right now?
Well, the majority of residents in the Ava Apartments, hundreds of them, are on their balconies at this time, many of them prepared to leave should it be necessary. We don't anticipate at this time. We do have LAPD joining us, and of course law enforcement coordinates evacuations, and they're ready to act if necessary, but thankfully that will not be at this moment because the fire is moving away from Barham Boulevard toward the Forest Lawn Cemetery and the city of Burbank, which is quite distant and also not threatened. This fire burned last about November of 2019 and was about 8 to 10 acres, but in very rugged terrain. And even in this short time, 3 years, it has grown back significantly, and there's some heavy fuel beds in there that we want to keep this fire out of.
Well, Brian, let's just talk about the weather conditions before we get to our meteorologist. You know, we were talking today how hot it was out there. You know, it's been very dry. We're in a drought. How concerned are you about this fire tonight? I know you have the helicopters flying. Often at night we don't see flying at night, but how concerned are you?
Well, at this point in time, as you often hear Rick Dickert mentioning, wind is king, and we don't have wind here. We do have very volatile brush. We do have some concerns about the wildfire growing, but thankfully, because wind is not a factor, we don't expect it to get very large. But today, believe it or not, was a very high fire danger rating, almost to extreme level, just a few points below. Very rare for late June to have this sort of weather. So we are very concerned for what lies ahead, and thankfully, wind was not a factor. But we're going to be keeping a very close eye on the weather, and as you'll hear in the weather forecast, temperatures will be warming, and there could be extreme fire weather conditions here in the days ahead.
Well, we know that meteorologist Rick Dickert would be honored that you gave him some credit tonight. So thank you, Brian Humphrey with LAFD.